I'm gonna hit you with one from the dome.
Ask me about nap.
Yeah, look, I'm pro living, getting kinda lazy. I'm a 90s baby, not an 80s baby. Social media that kinda made me crazy. Now the older generation fucking hates me. They don't really get it, don't never get it.
Keynes Woods, artist, musician, rapper. To be a creator in the city of Ottawa, I would say it's the same as like being a creator anywhere else. Obviously, at this point, we have like less resources than like other places. Like even in terms of like grants, like when you talk about like Toronto, like they have like Toronto Arts Council, like sure you can apply for like factor grants out here too, but like it's just like you have to be a little bit more creative in this city than other places, and that might actually be a good thing. You know, we might get like something really really cool out of it because people are being creative with less resources. But yeah, you just gotta be like hella creative in the city, you know. That's a solid question, man. I don't know. I don't think there's like anything I fully like regret, but I just say like stay your course, like maybe even like be more patient with like how you're moving. Don't let people kind of get in your head, and don't let that affect how you move. You know, I feel like I've done a pretty good job at that, but like just hearing someone reinforce that, like would have been dope. Yeah, I think it's a mix of like everything. Like it's a mix of like one, like government funding for like art projects, because that is actually a big thing. I don't think a lot of artists period even like know about that, like know that you can apply to factor and get like 60K, you know, like a lot of Ottawa artists don't know about that, and it's not their fault, you know, but it's a mixture of that. It's a mixture of having platforms like you guys are trying to build right now, like that are like legitimate, you know, like we're just talking about having like standards for these platforms as opposed to like just having anyone just because they're from the city. Like that's another thing. So like dope platforms. It's a mixture of like, yeah, like that, like artists just like wanting it, you know, like having examples, and that's why it comes back to having like a popping artist, because then you have an example of someone that's done it, you know. We can have a scene like a Washington where, you know what I mean, like you got a few, like you got like Wale comes out of there, like you got like the Logics that come out of there. We can have like the way Ottawa's built is like we should be able to have like a Washington type scene at least, you know what I mean, like so. Definitely, I would consider myself part of the scene, and I feel like though it's very premature, there's like potential for there to actually be a scene. Like I think it can happen for sure. I would love to get a song with Knight Lavelle, man, if possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, it's like the big. I feel like he's the biggest. He's the biggest in the city, and it'd be dope to like to do something with him. Like obviously, his vibes like a lot different than mine, but that'd be interesting for sure. I'd say my track with Mo. I know it's like one of your favorites, and so
Say the song name. Say the song.
Vision.
Yeah, Vision with Mo.
Is a serious one, man.
Yeah, that song goes
So and
crazy.
Mo's also very underrated in my opinion. But yeah, I'd say that's it. See, the Blues Fest performance with Mo was cool.
Okay.
Only cause like I was like first time people knew the lyrics and stuff. Like
Yeah.
people that came out was like kids and stuff too. Like a few kids that knew the shit. I was like, that was pretty different. Obviously, I've had terrible moments as well. You've seen it all, you know.
Yeah.
And so it definitely had like a few moments. If I were to narrow it down to one, I would probably have to say the Blues Fest performance. Either that or the Bourbon performance. I think you were at that one too.
Yeah. The first one.
The first one was lit.
Okay.
The first one was lit. Yeah. I would say those two. Yeah. I think it depends on the artist. I personally don't think I've found like my sound yet, but I also don't want to ever, like personally for me, I don't ever want to have get to a stage where I find like a formula that I'm trying to like replicate over time. You know what I mean? Because then like I feel like that gets boring. Like I want to be different with every project. Every project has to be like themed a certain way and have a certain sound, or whatever, and then on to the next, just to like keep it interesting. Because again, I'm not the same person now. I'm not going to be the same person next year. I wasn't the same person last year. And so I don't think I've found like a specific sound yet. I found different pockets that I find interesting. But I also don't think I'll ever find a like sound. And I think it's different for every single artist. I'm trying to make a classic right now, yo.
Okay.
I'm trying to make a classic right now. I think that's like, I have like everything in place to make something like really, really dope. Like I have all the resources to do so at this point. Like I've worked hard enough to like have everyone and like everything I need to like make like what I've been wanting to make. And so at this point it's just like execution. So obviously Congo Keynes out or whatever. But like I'm already like onto the next project, and I'm like in a very like make mode right now. So that's what's next, yo. Like working on this next project, and like my goal is literally to make like a classic.
What the message is? Yeah, it don't even really matter what the message is. Yeah, it don't even really matter what the. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I ain't your friend, I'm a threat.